Hey guys, it's May 26th, 2020, and I'm having another moment. So, I heard something last week that kind of blew my mind. So I'm gonna read it to you because I wrote it down because it was that powerful for me. So this is a quote from Paul Selig. You can't lift the evil man to the upper room. You can't do it because you have made him evil. And when you make him evil, you align with him at that vibration. What? So, I mean, it sounds like it makes perfect sense in some ways, and in other ways, it completely distorts everything I thought I knew about who's right, who's wrong. I don't even know what to do with some of that. But it is challenging, and that's what I like about it. So I do believe that our perception of things helps to create our experience. I do believe that. And that's pretty evident in a lot of ways sometimes. And I personally have experienced people that I thought were pretty unkind, unpleasant people who no longer seem that way to me. And I think it was my perception of them that changed, not necessarily the things that they do or say. Now, that being said, it's very important to remember that a scorpion is still a scorpion, and you don't want to go pet the raging bull. So, you want to be aware of what you know about somebody and how they might act or respond to those, to you or to those you love, but you still can't create the change you're wanting maybe to see in the world if you're constantly labeling us and them. So the other thing that really makes me think about this, that I think some people really align with, and some people maybe not so much, is the idea of what he calls the upper room. Some people say a higher vibration. Some people say enlightened thought, as opposed to dark thoughts or low vibrations or the basement instead of the upper room. And I really like to encourage people to recognize that those are just terms that help us to understand the contrast of certain events. So it really, the thing is that people then deem one as good and one as bad. And I like to steer away from that now. Because my feeling is that they're all good. They're just there to teach a certain kind of directional thought, living, emotion, whatever. So, in other words, they bring the contrast that helps you understand what you like, what you don't like, what feels good and what doesn't. So these are very important things to learn to attune to who you are inside, what your natural state of being is. So if you're unhappy in a certain situation, it's probably because it's not really where you need to be right now, or where you really want to be right now. And so the idea is to align to things that feel good, because then you're on your true course, your right path. But all of that is important and necessary and needed. You're never going to create a place where everything is the upper room, because then there's no upper room. It's just the same. And we have to make sure that there are safe places for everyone to explore what is right for them and what is not. So there's always going to be that lower vibration, as they might say, or shadow work, or all kinds of different terms that are used to talk about the harder experiences of life that help point us in the direction of where we really want to be. So anyways, those are my 2 points. My mind is a little blown. The evil person scenario kind of, is easy to pick up on if you're talking about, smaller things. But if you're talking about big things like, I don't know, Hitler, does that mean that my vision of him is what makes him evil? My perception of him? Of course, I'm looking at a past event. I guess there are people you could choose in a current event that might fulfill that purpose for you, no matter which side you're on. But basically, the higher vibration, what they're trying to say, is a place where I think pretty much most people are interested in being, and that is a world where we all care for one another, where people are not hungry, where children are not sick, where trees are allowed to grow and nourish the earth, and the earth is allowed to be the beautiful body of living life of all kinds that she's made to be. I think, that's what people talk about. What is your upper room? Tell me. What does it look like to you to find that? And then that's what would be your upper room. So, or your higher vibration. And that's what, Paul Selig also talks about, calling it octaves. So you can exist here, but then your next goal is to raise that an octave. And then when you get here, your next goal is to raise that an octave. So, it's a lot to munch on. I hope that you will share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Tell me if your mind is a little blown by that as well. And I don't know. Let's talk about it. See you later.